Hello everybody and welcome back. I know I've been doing a lot of videos sitting at my desk recently instead of sitting in airplanes, and I do have legs. People have asked me about that. But I'm moving to Florida soon, so I swear we'll get back in the cockpit and start flying some fun airplanes again soon. The weather's just been so miserable up here that I have had no desire to go flying at all. So in the meantime, what I've been doing is asking myself, where is the best place to move in the US if you're expecting a career in aerospace like I am with my autonomous aerial vehicle project? And I discovered that no amount of obsessive data crunching that I enjoy so much would actually yield the answers I wanted to see. So I wrote an application to help people choose the best airport and the best community for what they want out of their aviation experience in the United States. So that's what I want to show you guys today. Let's get started. So as anybody who's ever written a program knows, the goal is to take stuff that you get like this from the Census Bureau or the FAA and use a lot of this, in this case it's like 5,000 lines of code in a couple different classes, into a usable program. So after like 2 weeks, I have this for you. It installs with a self-installer, so you can just click an executable and it opens up. This is based on some technology that I've been working on with that UAV project I keep tempting you guys with but never tell you about. Quick update on that. That's because we started talking to some people and some investors and kind of discovered that what we were doing was really worth a lot more than we thought it was. So I've been hesitant to share it all with you guys because we don't know what's going to be proprietary yet and like where it's really going. But I think we're going to follow that adventure on the channel in the next couple of years, and it might end up being really big, and that's kind of why you haven't been seeing a lot of me recently, is I'm kind of excited. But anyway, let's take a look at this. So you have search bars up here, so if you're looking for a specific airport or a specific town, you can just search them. So like I live in Holden, Massachusetts, so it pops up right there, and it selects it. So you can go in there and see a little green dot next to Worcester. Right there is where I live. You can also search airports by ident, so you can go Boston, select it there, and it shows up like that. And the primary stuff here is in the Browse tab. So you can take a look at the airport's statistics, like what the population that it serves is, or how long the runways are, and see all the towns that it serves. And you can look at the statistics for the town too and see nearby airports. So like here in Holden, our closest airports are Worcester, Sterling, Fitchburg, and you can select them and see how far away they are. And you can look at town demographics like age distribution, if that really matters to you, or the income distribution, which is more important because, you know, playing that income disparity is important when you move. You can see the usage of the airport compared to the national averages, like what type of aircraft are based there, single-engine propeller, multi-engine propeller, military aircraft, sailplanes, and what the daily use is of that airport and what types. So then we can look at all the services it has there. These are in the codes that they're printed in the FAA directory, so it's a little bit hard to know what some of them are, but like you can probably guess that that means instruction and that means rental. And then you can look at the conglomerated collected data that the airport has of all the cities around it, and also when it's established, which can be kind of fun. So I'll show you my favorite features here, which is when looking at the entire US, you can hit these heat maps, so you can look at income. And this is these are on a linear scale, and when we do the the personal selection later, they're on a logarithmic scale because I just found that worked better. But you can look at the income distribution across the U.S. and obviously, you know, California, it's a little bit higher. And then you look at over here and you see like a hotspot like Washington, D.C. I won't make any political commentaries there. And you can switch to population mode, see where those hotspots are. There's obviously like LaGuardia and JFK down there, Boston, the major cities light up. And similarly, you can do the size of the airport, which is calculated by the total runway area, and you can see where the hot spots are. And all these little green ones are probably little GA airports where there's a lot of little busy people flying around, and the red ones are obviously, you know, the major airports, like there's Orlando and Miami. You can also do the three major categories, so general aviation, commercial, and military. And commercial includes 135, 121 operations. We can split them up later. So this is GA. You see where the hotspots are, obviously. You know, Florida's pretty lit up, as we know well, and so is some parts of California. And then we can go to commercial. And this, I thought it was broken at first, actually. This fascinated me. This is like 95% of all commercial activity in the United States is just at these couple of airports. So if you were an airline and you wanted to capture that, or like you were a travel agent or something, look at this. It tells you exactly where to go. It's so few airports. It's kind of amazing. And you can do the same thing for military too, and that just shows you the volume of military traffic at the various airfields. If you're, an Air Force cadet, and this includes like up here, Falmouth is a Coast Guard station. So this is Coast Guard, Naval Air Station, Air Force, Army. So hopefully it has a little something for everybody. Now I'll show you the main feature, which is the wizard, and the wizard lets you select your priorities. So this is to help you choose what airport and what community is best for you. So we're going to do, I guess we'll start with me and see how close it comes out to where I'm moving. So I don't want really any commercial activity at my airport. I've done that at Worcester. It's not really a lot of fun. It's like they send you, to hold for these big airplanes. There's lots of security. It's no good. But charter and 135 ops, that sounds like kind of fun. Business aviation, Part 91, that sounds fun. And then for general aviation, I'd like a fairly busy airport, but not crazy. Remember, these are logarithmic, so like the most airports in the U.S. are contained down here, and these only go to 10 or 0 if you really don't want any or want a lot. Airport size, same deal. I want a fairly large airport because I think that larger airports have more services, more friends to make, and safer landings. More carefully maintained runways. Population density, somewhere around here. Career opportunities, maybe turn that up a bit. This is looking at the gross domestic product of the area. Income, you guys thought I was going to show you what my income was. And then age, this one's a little bit subjective because I could set it to my real age, or I could set it to the community that I want to hang out with, because there's not a lot of pilots that are 20 and 23. So I'm probably going to set that to 35 because I find I get along with a lot of people that are older. Climate, I love it hot because I live where it's really, really cold, and I want it to be coastal. I want, down here is all the necessities. These are, Boolean 1 or 0. So this is only if you really need it. I'd like 100 low lead and Jet A because I'd like to start flying a turbine aircraft. Airframe shop, engine shop, yeah, it's great. Don't need oxygen yet. Airport of entry, there's only a couple of those. And then these are special communities down here, and I'll show you what that does. Then we can hit analyze. Boom, look at that heat map. No kidding, it actually gave me the airport that I'm moving to. That is so great. I tested it a couple times, and the first time it told me that, I was super excited because I knew it worked. There's also additional airports down here that it says I could try. So West Palm Beach, Lantana. I've been there with my friend Jeremy in our Bahamas video. Super great. Boca Raton, Marathon. These are all places I would love to move to. So some of them are a little bit larger, like Fort Lauderdale Exec. But that's why this is there. So you can look at it. If the first one doesn't make any sense at all, you can look at the other top 10 and see what makes sense to you. You can go back and choose different parameters. If you want to try again, it'll go back to the wizard. And I also have here See Fun Facts, which just shows you the fun facts I've aggregated across the entire U.S. about a whole bunch of different airports, which is just fun data. I will show you some of these. You can visit them. They're hilarious. I'll finish up with the features here real quick because it just loads the airport that you want to move to right there for me, which is North Palm Beach County. And then I can go down here and select nearby cities to see where I might want to move to. So the nearest one is actually Palm Beach Gardens, which is where I'm very much looking for a home. And you can see where it is next to the airport there. And it tells you zip code, population, and all that stuff we looked at before. So that's pretty much how it works. And you can see, I'll run a couple of queries for you guys so you can see the difference it makes. So here, I did this for a hot climate. So let's say that you're the total opposite of me and you want a cold mountain climate, you crazy person. I'll get rid of these. Those just zero out the priority. So you see all these blue ones. Those are airports that didn't have my necessities. So you crazy person, see the heat map shift up there? So you want to go to Augusta, 3 Uniform 7. You crazy person up here. But that's, if that's what you want to do, that's why I made this tool, so you can select it. So now for fun, I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I've discovered while making this tool, and it was just an adventure and a half. I loved it. So let's go back to the wizard and go look at the fun facts. So largest airport, Dallas-Fort Worth. This is calculated by runway area. So this is the runway length times the runway width, and it has 7 runways. So that's the most you'll see later, most runways on a single airport in the U.S. Smallest airport. This is where this data set's a little bit weird, but if you go look up 3 Tango 6, it's I guess we can just go do it. Clark Airport, Justin, Texas. It's some guy's airport in the middle of a field What really makes the difference, it's only like 1,500 feet long, but the actual runway width is like almost a highway lane. It's like 12 feet wide. It's so tiny. So that's officially, as far as my data says, the smallest airport in the U.S. Then we can go look at the wealthiest airport. Changed a couple of times on me as I was like manipulating the data, but I think it landed in a good place, which is at East Hampton in Long Island. If we go look at that, you'll see exactly why. It was Washington, D.C., and I thought, interesting. But I don't make political commentary here. So if we go look at East Hampton and you take a look at the ramp, there's a lot you can tell from satellite when you're looking at airports. And I think that makes my point perfectly clear. A lifestyle that I would like to become accustomed to. Jesus, look at this. Holy mackerel. Anyway, what's up next? So the next thing we can go look at is, bar none, my favorite. This is hilarious. You guys are going to love it. Also, most aircraft based on a single field, 1,042 aircraft at Fort Lauderdale Executive. Yeah, you guys are going to love this. So now we go to the poorest airport in the country, which is Minna Airport, 3 Quebec 0. I remember that's Minna, Nevada. I'm not sure what I was expecting. I don't know, but what is there is a patch of dirt. That is the airfield right there. It is a dirt. They are dirt poor here. Yeah, so this is the entire town here. It's kind of like I don't know. It's very iconic. I felt like I wanted to go there after looking at this, But I gotta show you what I found because I wanted to go to Street View. So I zoomed in right here, expecting to see like trailer parks and stuff, and I honestly was laughing so hard because I found a boat. And the best part is, I looked it up. It used to be a restaurant, but now some guy lives there, the former owner of the restaurant, and his name is Bob Ed. And I don't know why I was losing it, but this is like a beautiful town. I kind of want to go here now. But I went down the road a bit, near the airport, and I couldn't stop laughing because I looked and they are so poor that they can't even afford advertisements. Anyway, that's what my app does. I hope you guys enjoyed checking it out. It's really, I found that it's pretty robust. You can do special communities too, so if you really want like ultralights and sailplanes at your airport, it'll tell you where to go for that. You see it narrows them down pretty quickly. And I found only one combination. I was really surprised. If you want helicopters, sailplanes, and ultralights, there are airfields for you, and the only place where we can't help you is if you want a military base with all those. There's nowhere for you. But you could start that community. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that whirlwind trip of aviation in this great country of ours. I wrote the program in about 2 weeks, so it's been a little fun adventure. But what I'm looking for now is a little bit of help, actually, from you guys, because I'm a good enough programmer that I can slap together an application like that, but I'm not really good at the computer networking and licensing side of things. So if that happens to be your expertise, and you either know an e-commerce system or a licensing DRM system that I could use to give this to the community, that would be fantastic, because I think it's a great tool people could use to actually help plan their careers, and I'd love to share it with people. But more than anything, I'd like to keep it updated and add features to it when people have the software registered. So if that's your expertise, I'd love to hear from you. And if not, if there's any queries that you really, really want me to run and see the results for, I will. And I'll be sharing those results on Facebook and stuff. So it should be a fun tour that we can all have together. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Squawk VFR and have fun. We'll catch you next time.